So artificial intelligence, really the aim of AI is to simulate human intelligence, which sounds a little creepy, right? But humans perceive and make sense of our environment. Humans make goals and make plans on how to achieve them. We use language to communicate complex ideas. We learn from our experiences all the time. And artificial intelligence, now computers, they can see, they can recognize images, they can interpret language, translate from one language to another, and they process at tremendously fast speeds. And when you combine that with wireless technology, now you have situations where, you can have a device or technology within a camera that we have today that is, the camera knows what it's looking at. Oh, that's a person, that's a face, that's a dog, oh, wait a minute, that may be somebody doing something, so artificial intelligence really is starting to get closer to simulating human intelligence. And when I talked about the history of kind of where we got here, you could think about this kind of way of thinking about it as well, right? When we talked about the steam engine and electricity and the machines and factories, that was about overcoming the limitations of our muscles, right? Artificial intelligence is overcoming limitations of our brains. So computers can recognize patterns far better than we can as individuals. So when you have enormous amounts of information, even subtle patterns, very subtle patterns, when you're trying to detect cancer, in a lung, computers are detecting these things at a faster rate than individual humans because of their ability to consume so much information and recognize those patterns. So artificial intelligence really helps us overcome the limitations of our individual brains. And there's different kinds of artificial intelligence. There's kind of 3 stages. One is automated, which I talked about, automation, but also there's augmented, right? So augmented is like us working with artificial intelligence together, where like the computer could recognize a pattern and say, hey, check this out. And then you use that, to make the right decisions, right? That kind of, we're probably closer to there now. And then the 3rd stage is where it's just autonomous, where it's just operating unattended. It's just going and going and learning and going and learning and going and making decisions that we allow it to make. We're not kind of there yet at all, but that's kind of probably where it goes from here. So AI is really radically changing our economy. And you could even think about there being some sort of an arms race around it, right? Because how do you compete with this? Not just companies, but governments globally. And there's a lot of things that we need to think about. So that's how I think about AI. That's kind of how I frame it.